Cincinnati's iconic Union Terminal was built in 1933, and you might be wondering what it was like to come through here when it was the transportation hub of the Midwest. Well, now you're in luck. You could find out this weekend. The Cincinnati Museum Center is hosting 1940's Day here at the Museum Center. So what was life like back in the 1940s? Well, let's go in and find out. We're here in the costume shop at the Cincinnati Museum Center along with our friend Gwen Elliott. She is the Director of Community Collaborations. And Gwen, I feel like we've stepped back in time here.
Welcome back to the 1940s.
This is fantastic. Now, are you wearing period dress right now?
I am. I'm wearing a vintage 1940s dress, and the hat that doesn't want to stay on my head is also 1950s.
Very cool. I mean, what are some of the characteristics of 1940s dress that really differentiate it from other eras?
So 1940s attire has a couple different directions you can go. One of the things I'm wearing right now is like a simple house dress. So you're kind of like, oh, I'm home with the kids. My husband is at work or off to war, and I'm just taking care of things around the house. So there's a very simple A-line style that you'll see in a lot of these dresses. You could also wear more of, every year I see this in the 1940s, and it's amazing. I will never be this person, but it's amazing. They wear like the beautiful glamour of the 1940s with more of kind of a form-fitting, sometimes even almost like a business suit kind of attire, a two-piece look that's gorgeous. Or for the female looks, you could also, get down in some dungarees and get to work, because the men were off fighting majority of the time. So the women really joined the workforce at this time. That's where you get the Rosie the Riveters and all kinds of stuff like that. So those are the three kind of basic styles. And then for the men, we have a nice tie, long but not too long.
And like fabric-wise, I mean, this is before like the throw away all the polyester stuff.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I actually spent a lot of time this weekend saying, I want to make a new dress, I want to do stuff, and it's cotton, right? And when you buy these dresses on Amazon or some other online retail, you really have to be careful because a lot of them are now made in polyester.
So when it comes to 1940's Day here at the museum, what could people expect when they walk through the doors?
So 1940's Day at Union Terminal will take you back in time at least 80 years. We have more than 30 vendors, community partners coming to the event on Saturday. We have, I think, at least 15 or 16 vintage vehicles, including a vintage fire truck. We're gonna have the Cincinnati Warbirds flying over their amazing warplanes at noon. And then we're gonna have 8 live bands for adults and kids to dance to. We'll even have a special kids-only dance party in the afternoon.
This is fantastic. What kind of dances were popular back then in the 1940s?
Oh, it's the 1940s. So you've got jazz, you've got the big band swings, you have the Liddy Hop, all kinds of really fun stuff. And then you do have the crooners. You get the rise of the Frank Sinatras and the Brat Packs and all kinds of really fun stuff.
That's awesome. And I know the big thing, Gwen, is you encourage people to dress up for the event.
We do. It is such a fun, multi-generational day. We see little kids coming in, sometimes dressed as Dorothy Gale from Wizard of Oz, which is very popular in the 1940s. We'll even have some people come in and do some bounding, where it's just like a nice slight nod, like a Hawaiian shirt, which also would have been popular in the 40s. Some Keds, some fun little details. And then at 3 o'clock on Saturday, we're going to be celebrating it all with a costume contest.
Oh, this is awesome.
It'll be really fun.
It's really going to be like you're stepping back in time, because with the Museum Center having been built in the 1940s, I mean, this was a happening place, sort of like the transportation hub in our city.
It was one of the transportation hubs in the nation. So when we go back to the 1940s, 20%, so it's 1 out of every 5 servicemen nationally came through Union Terminal. Union Terminal was a complete city within a city at that time. So we had a newsreel theater. So you could get the news from the home front before watching a movie. Oh wait, we're gonna do that on Saturday too. So they could come in on the morning, watch some newsreel, watch Casper the Friendly Ghost, all kinds of fun things like that.
That's awesome. Well, important to recognize the history, of course, a big part of what happens here at the Museum Center. Gwen, we want to make sure that people watching can come out for 1940's Day. What time is this happening, and how can people, do we need to get tickets?
So it's happening on August 31st, this Saturday, from 10 to 5. It is free with a museum admission ticket, so you can come and enjoy the museum with everything else that's happening that day. And as always, it's free for our members. So it's a great day to come out and play with us from 10 to 5.
All right, so we are ready to go back in time. Gwen, thanks so much for talking to us.
Absolutely, Pete. Thanks for coming in.